It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and it's time for us now to talk Far North footy to get the show underway. And Far North football, well, nothing to talk about last week. Right. Man, they didn't do anything.
Well, like mine shutdowns up there quite often cause this, so they take a bye or just take a bye just for the sake of getting the season with 4 clubs to sort of go a bit longer and fit maybe so you can get finals to be played later in the year. There is, of course, the Roxby races later in the year, which does see a weekend off. But looking at how they're going, East Roxby is 3-2. They're at top, but this is such a difficult league to predict, Jace. And I know that you've been busy doing some netball stuff, but we've been able to get together to have a look at this together tonight. But when you go to pick the sides, you really don't know the sides that the teams are in, and no one really does until they turn up now on the Saturday to play. And they're having the same problem locally as any other league are having, getting the numbers each week, and that can really determine who wins the games as to whether they got 15, 16, 17 that turn up for the game. East Roxby on top with 3-2, and they are on 12 points. They're joined by Olympic Dam, who are 3-2, 12 points. Hornridge, who are 2-3 and 8, and Roxby Districts 2-3 and 8. The only club that seems to be struggling is Roxby Districts at the moment. They're getting, when they win, well, they just win, but when they lose by big margins. So they're probably the most susceptible in terms of talent base at the moment, and that's what we can read into. But other than that, very little I can read into the competition thus far through the season.
All right, with the comp up there, no juniors, no reserves, it's just the seniors, really?
Yep, it is. So they do play a Friday night to juniors competition, which is not associated with the Far North football. It is the Roxby Downs junior football, but unfortunately it's impossible to get even results for this program because we're here on Friday night broadcasting it. Look, this week's matches for Saturday afternoon, Olympic Dam playing Hornridge, and at Roxby Oval, it is a game where Olympic Dam can put some distance between them and Hornridge on the table, and I think that they actually will do that, albeit depending on how their shifts to work and who's selected in each of the clubs. Hornridge have really had this year, I thought that they'd be the side with some of their recruits. The Haynes boys have come up from Sejuna. They've been playing Canibba, Sejuna area, even played down at Wirral, those boys. They've been up at Hornridge this year. They've had a couple of players come across to their Group 2 from elsewhere around the state, so they do get some ins, but at the moment not performing well enough, and Olympic Dam could win this game.
Yes, I think they will. Olympic Dam. I also think Roxby Districts will win the late game against East Roxby.
You reckon the bottom side beat the top?
Yep.
Just topsy-turvy nature of the season?
Yep. Just going to go for, and that's why I thought I'd get in quick there on that one. I'm going for the rank outsiders who've got a pretty ordinary percentage to beat the top side. Because there's only one game between them, and who knows who's available. And
they'll be playing in the twilight into the lights switching on at 4:30 in the afternoon. This is an interesting time up north because if you get a really, really cold night where when you say have had some cooler weather down south and that airstreams come forward, it's absolutely freezing standing out watching the game. So it does help the bar, and also the coffee pot gets turned on a bit earlier, and away they go. So it'll be a pretty good match. I reckon I'm going to tip their East to win and put some distance, the two top sides, maybe some distance from the two bottom sides this weekend.
Fair enough. Round 6 of matches, it'll be the halfway mark in Roxby
Far North
football. I nearly said Roxby football, but it's not that at all.
Well, it really is, because there are no teams that really come from outside of Roxby. And Damuka people do play with East Roxby, and Olympic Dam is kind of like the mining site north of Roxby. So the old Cooper Peter used to come down and play in this league, and when Damuka were a standalone named side, it was quite interesting. But I think the 4 clubs, it keeps football going in our country regions, and they obviously too, when you get that week off, they do play as a miners association against the Broken Hill, which is one thing that the league does look forward to.
All right. Well, we'll leave Far North footy there for today here on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. In just a tick, we're going to turn our attention to netball. And Flowman, I want you to hang around. I've joined you for Far North footy today. I want you to join me for Western Air netball next.
Oh, okay. Looking forward to that.
That's coming up.